Hi, and welcome to your Week 2 Parietal Lobe class. As I mentioned in the first class, the parietal lobe lives round about here, and it's got a sensory and motor map of all of our body parts. In this particular class, we're going to be focusing on the spine. The spine houses your spinal cord, so it's extremely important both biomechanically and neurologically. In this class, we're going to be focusing on its mobility particularly and its length and motor control. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'd like you to do for the warm-up is to stand with your feet hip distance apart and just lengthen through the crown of the head. And I want you to think about this lengthening as an exercise in itself. You're going to focus on trying to create space between your vertebrae. And if you can visualize your spine, visualize each vertebra, visualize the space between, and try and lengthen actively, but without tensing your muscles. You can close your eyes or open your eyes, whatever works. And now that you feel like you're taller, notice if you're holding your abdominals too tight. Notice if you're clenching in your bottom or your glutes. Notice if you're tense anywhere in the body, especially the face, the abdominals, and the glutes. Sometimes we tense unnecessarily when we're trying to lengthen. So see if you can relax the face, see if you can relax the abdominals, relax the glutes, and just lengthen through your skeleton and joints themselves. And while you're here, you're going to just slide your arm down one leg and then come back up again. Slide your hand down the other side and come back up again. And again, just slide to one side. Trying to imagine you're very flat, like you're in a toaster or something, and you don't want to burn your head. So often we do these and we tilt forward. Okay, we're going to soften the knees a bit. We're going to side bend, and this time you're going to hang your head and shoulders forward like a rag doll as you go all the way over to the opposite side and back up again. And then we go to the opposite side, side bend. Fold forward over your belly button, and you don't want to go too low. Go all the way to the opposite side and back up. And again, side bend, then hang the arms and head heavy. Nice and loose. And last one in this direction, side bend. Fold forward on your exhalation. Go all the way to the opposite side and back up again. Go ahead and flick your eyes from the ceiling to the floor, ceiling to the floor. So quick saccadic movement of the eyes. And what this does is it activates the part of the brain that governs spinal length and posture. So we're just waking that brain region. And for those of you who are into neurology, we're trying to activate our midline cerebellum, but with this exercise. And relax. Now take a roll down all the way to the floor. So drop your chin to your chest, roll down all the way to the floor, one vertebra at a time. Soften your knees if you need to. Take an inhale here at the bottom, let your head hang, and then as you exhale, roll all the way back up again. And this time we're going to do the exact same thing, but towards our right foot. I'm mirroring you if you're watching the screen. So turn to your right, drop your chin to your chest, and roll down vertebra by vertebra towards your right foot. You can even bend your left knee as you have your right leg straight, so you get a little bit of a nerve floss happening as well. And then roll up in that same direction, then turn to the opposite side. This time bend your right knee. Remember, I'm mirroring you. Stretch your left leg, drop your chin to your chest, and roll down towards that side, towards the left side, towards your straight leg, basically. Breathe in to stay, and then breathe out. Press into your left heel. Roll all the way back up again. Lovely. Now take your feet a little bit wider than shoulders and just swing, lifting the opposite heel as you just swing round. And allow one hand to just swing towards your kidneys and the other hand to swing towards your shoulder. This is a very simple, easy movement to do first thing in the morning, particularly if you have one of these lower backs that's very stiff first thing in the morning, probably some low-grade inflammation. If you do this for about 1 minute, it should clear that up and you should feel a lot freer and able to start your day. So we're not going to do a full minute right now, but let's do one more on each side. And relax. And then we're going to stand at the back of our mat And roll down through the spine, bend the knees, and you want to come to an all-fours position. And we'll start with a standard cat-cow stretch. So as you exhale, you're going to start by dropping your tailbone first. Tuck your tailbone in, lift your lower back, middle back, upper back, drop your head last. Inhale, stay, and then exhale, release from the tail to the head. So notice I'm not just going up in one block like this. I'm going from the tail to the head, and then releasing from the tail to the head. And again, as you exhale, drop your tailbone under, push the floor away from you, spread your shoulder blades apart. Inhale, stay, and then exhale, release from the tail to the head. Have a go at doing 2 of these reps now with your eyes closed, and notice how that feels different, if it feels different. Are you more aware of your spine, or are you less aware of your spine when you have your eyes closed? Do 1 more if you can. As you exhale, keeping your eyes closed, drop your tailbone, lift your lower back, middle back, upper back, drop your head between your hands. Inhale, stay, and then exhale, release from tail to head. Lovely. Then go ahead and have a seat. Swing your legs round to the front of the mat in a small V, and we're going to twist. And we did this in the first parietal lobe class, so there will be a lot of movements that overlap. We're going to twist and lift our bottom. But this class is purely just focused on the spine itself. And again, twist. Don't feel like you need to stay upright. You can lean over. Trying to really turn. If you want to increase your range of motion, when you're turning to the right, look to the right. When you're turning to the left, look to the left. Take an exhale as you do this. We tend to twist better on an exhale, and you can explore that for yourself by trying to do it on an inhale and then comparing how that feels. So typically, if you try to twist on an inhale, you'll feel blocked. And if you twist on an exhalation, it feels a lot freer. Okay, back to our sitting bone walk. So we're going to sit bone walk backwards, and imagine your pelvis is doing like a figure of 8. And then we're going to sit bone walk forward. Again, a figure of 8, or imagine your sitting bones are your feet, and they're just walking along. Then we go backwards. What this exercise does is it frees your lower back and can often help problems in the sacroiliac joint. Just walk all the way forward now towards the front of your mat. And then go ahead and bend your right knee. We're going to try and focus on our thoracic spine now, which is our mid-spine. It's usually the stiffest part of the spine. So holding on to one knee, keeping your elbows tucked in. As you exhale, just drop your sternum and your chest. And then as you inhale, lift your breastbone up towards the ceiling. And really try bring the awareness towards that bra strap area. And if you're a man, you know where the bra strap is anyway, so mid-back. Exhale, we go back and round. And then inhale, lift your sternum, lift your chest up. And let's do that one more time in this nice forward, backward way. And then we're going to do it on the diagonal. So twist, if you've got your right leg bent, twist to the right ever so slightly, and do 3 cat-cows with your thoracic spine like this. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, we go back and round. Inhale, lift towards the ceiling without wrinkling the back of the neck. You'll feel very blocked in this position, but trust me, there's a lot going on at your vertebra level in this area. Let's change now. Left leg bends, grab hold just below the left knee. And as you exhale, curve your spine and really try get those spaces open. Visualize the spine. Inhale, lift your chest and your breastbone. And then as you exhale, we go round again. You want a nice even curve throughout the whole spine and neck. And remember that your neck is part of your spine, so you don't want to just hang it down or fling it back. Inhale, extend up, and let's do this in rotation now. Twist slightly to the left, and as you exhale, round the back, and then inhale, extend, lift your breastbone up. And again, breathe out. And breathe in, lift your chest. And one more time. And relax. Great. Now we're just going to sit with our legs extended, and we'll start with the roll-up exercise. So reaching the arms forward. You can have your feet floppy if you like, or flexed or pointed, whatever's going to help you once the exercise starts. I like to, when I'm focusing on the spine, I like to just keep my feet floppy. And as I exhale, I'm going to sit on my jeans back pockets, and then I'm going to come back up again. So I'm going to pretend I'm wearing jeans that have pockets, and I'm going to sit right on them, and then come back up. Or what you could imagine is that your spine is a letter I, and then as you tuck your tailbone under, it goes into a letter J, but try and keep the stem of the J quite tall, and then come back up. Now we go from a letter I to a letter J. Let's go a little bit further to a letter C, but again, a nice open arc C without just squishing the C, and then come forward and lengthen tall. Again, we go from a letter I with our spine to a letter J to a letter C, this time just going a little bit further, maybe kissing the mat if we get there, and then come all the way back up again. Let's go again as we exhale, I to J to C, kissing the mat, but this time let's actually roll all the way back. Let's take the arms overhead, and notice how your arms went overhead and whether you popped your rib cage out or not. Lift your arms back up to the ceiling, lift your chin towards your chest, and go ahead and just peel your spine vertebra by vertebra all the way back up to lengthen. As you exhale again, sit on your jeans back pockets, roll back, and feel the articulation of your spine. Take your arms overhead, lift your arms up to the ceiling, nod. Here, some of you may feel like you're getting stuck, and if you get stuck on the way up, just grab a pillow, put it here, just behind your lower back. It should tip you right up, or fold your mat if you don't have access to a pillow. So let's do some now with the eyes closed. So with the eyes closed, you're going to roll back, sit off your jeans back pockets again, roll back and just connect the spine to the floor. Connect each vertebra and notice how it feels. Lift the arms up, nod, roll all the way back up again, and lengthen through the top of your ears. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging on your core, you're feeling energetic today, just lift your arms up by your ears and keep them there the whole time. So rolling back, you'll notice quite a big difference in the levers. And then lift your arms to the ceiling, bring your head between your hands, and try not to keep reaching up, 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 up to the ceiling. And let's do 2 more. Whatever version that you want to do, whether it's with the pillow, whether it's with the arms forward, or whether it's with the arms by the ears, whether it's eyes open or eyes closed. Technically, if you close your eyes, your proprioception or your parietal lobe will be getting a little bit more activity, but we live with our eyes open, so it's also a good idea to be good at moving with both eyes open and eyes closed, and not just, you don't want to just be able to focus with your eyes closed. And relax. Okay, so we are going to lay down on our back now, and we're going to stay on our back, bend the knees, and just do some pelvic tilts here. So again, we're going to imagine that we've got a cup of tea here on the top of the pelvis, and then you're going to spill that cup of tea over your tummy, and then you're going to bring it back to neutral again, and then spill it over your tummy and back to neutral. And always with the spine classes, we want to try and focus on the spine itself. You don't want to create unnecessary tension in muscles that don't need to be tense. So as you're doing these little tilts, just notice if you're using your glutes, and then ask yourself, to do this movement, do you really need to squeeze your bottom, or can you just move your skeleton in a natural way? So we're always looking to balance this tension and relaxation. Now continue from the pelvic tilt, press down, think of standing in your feet, and peel your spine vertebra by vertebra off the floor, sending your knees away until you reach the straight ski slope from your knees to your shoulders. You're going to breathe in at the top to stay, and then breathe out, roll down, relax the bottom as you roll down, vertebra by vertebra, and then come back to neutral. And again, as you exhale, tilt your pelvis, stand in your feet, and peel the spine up all the way up. Inhale, stay at the top. Exhale, soften the chest and sternum and roll down, trying to bring your pelvis, imagine someone's pulling your pelvis down so you're creating length through your spine. While you're doing this exercise, just notice, keep going if you can. While you're doing this exercise, notice which part of your spine is feeling a little sticky today, which part of your spine is not articulating well with the mat. It feels like it's coming down in one block. Let's do this for one last time. We don't need to squeeze our bottom much in this exercise. Just by pressing into the feet strongly, it should be very subtle. And then exhale, roll down again. And relax. Well done. Take your arms out to the side and tilt the cup of tea over your tummy, and then bring your knees nice and close to your chest. So not like a table position, but really kind of hugged in. And only do this if it's comfortable on your hips. If you feel grippy here already and you don't have a lot of fold, because some of us don't, then you're going to cross your ankles and you're going to open your knees a little bit wider. That should make it more comfy. On your exhalation, can you drop your knees over to the right side and allow your left shoulder to lift, so don't feel like you need to keep it down. You're going to chalk circle your arm until you're laying on your side. So if you don't know what chalk circle means, just take a moment to watch the movement. Chalk circle back again, all the way open to a little bit of a brief stretch here. And then we're going to keep the knees very hugged in as we roll to the opposite side. And then we're going to chalk circle with the other arm. And let this be a very lazy movement. You don't want to be super strict about keeping your hip bones stacked. Allow them to come off of each other. Allow the body to just roll lazily from one side to the other. You start with the arm opening to the ceiling. The legs are going to follow. Once the legs reach the other side, then the arm follows. The arm opens again. There's no rules. Just make this movement your own. Try not to think about what the movement should be or how it has to look. It just has to feel really nice and easy. Open the arm out to the ceiling again. Come back to center. This time stay in the center. Give your legs a little bit of a hug so you feel a little bit of stretch in your lower back. And now we're going to do the assisted roll up. So this will warm us up for some rolling movements. We're still in the warm up, by the way. So grab the backs of your thighs and send your legs away and feel like you're just coming along for the ride. So rolling all the way up to lift your breastbone here, and then roll down slowly, slowly, reaching your legs towards the mirror. Oh, I've got a mirror there, but reaching your legs away from you, as if they're going to straighten, basically. And if you've got a firm grip, you'll just come along for the ride. Lift your breastbone at the top, and then reach your legs away, slowly, slowly rolling down again. Back to a supine position. Okay, now just try and rock. Lift your head and shoulders. Rock like a ball. See if you can add a little bit more momentum until you're rolling like a ball. And then we're going to come up and stay up. See if you can open your legs into a little bit of a V stretch and reach forward. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll back. Bring the legs together, come up into that V stretch. Roll back, and then roll up into a V stretch. We're going to do this about 5 times. Try with your eyes open and explore doing this with your eyes closed and see how it feels. Go easy on the stretch. Warm into it a little bit further each time, going a little further with your arms, with your trunk. Let's do 2 more, or the last one, I think. And relax, and we're going to go into our spine twist. So we're all warmed up now. You should be very, very connected to your spine neurologically, and it should feel actually already a little bit freer. So in this exercise, we're going to mobilize the mid-spine, the thoracic spine. So you're going to take your arms out to the side. Make sure you're sitting as tall as you can, but again, without tensing everything. And then as you twist to the right, I'd like you to slide your right knee bent slightly. and then come back into center, stretching the right leg. And as you twist to the left, you're going to bend your left leg slightly. This should allow you to go further, and then come back center. So let's do a few of those. Breathe out to twist, and then inhale, come back center. And breathe out to twist, and come back center. Now we're going to explore doing it without bending the knees. Twist. You'll feel completely blocked now. Inhale, come back center, and exhale, twist. But that's a good thing. We're isolating the thoracic spine. We're isolating the rib cage a little bit, and that's fine. So I'd like you to do both. Let's do a bit more without bending the knees at all, and without one leg coming shorter than the other one. So pretend this is all locked, and you literally can only move from the waist up. As you breathe out and twist, and then inhale, come back center. Breathe out to twist. If you're unable to sit tall here, you need to sit on a pillow or something, or you can do this sat on the sofa or on a chair. Now let's go back to bending the right leg as you twist to the right. You'll notice you can go much further now. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist, and come back center. Now go back to what I was saying earlier. When you twist to the right, flick your eyes to the right, come back center. Twisting to the left, flick your eyes to the left. Just to reach that further, reach that little bit further. Keep testing yourself and see how far you're able to go in these rotations. And let's go one more time on each side. You should feel it around the mid-back now, quite a bit in the mid-back area. And relax. Well done. Now let's go ahead and take a mermaid position, which is this stance. And we're going to inhale, reach up. Let me mirror you again. We're going to reach up with the left arm and side bend towards your feet. And then lift the other arm up and side bend towards your knees, but take your elbow to the floor and go into this position. Push the floor a little bit, and we breathe out to go towards the feet, and then breathe in to go the opposite way. And again, breathe out to arc the arm towards the feet, and then reach away again. Let's do two more. And now when we come up again, twist towards the feet side. And as you exhale, cat and cow again. Breathe out, round the spine, the upper spine. Inhale, sit as proud and open chest as possible. Breathe out, curve your spine. Inhale, extend up. One more time. Breathe out. Inhale, extend up. Now sit as tall as you can in the middle, reaching up, 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 up towards the ceiling. And then try and switch legs without using the arms. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen again. Exhale, side bend again towards your feet. Then reach away in the opposite direction. And again, side bend towards your feet on the exhalation. On the inhalation, reach away. Think about sweeping the fingertips across the ceiling so that you're not bending the arm. You want to create length and space through the spine. Again, one more time, reach, and then reach away. And then go ahead and turn towards your feet. And again, do 3 cat-cows here. So exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, extend. And again, breathe out. This is warming you up for some side bends that are coming up. Breathe out. And then inhale, extend. Okay, now let's get ready for these side bends. You're going to stack your legs like this on top of each other. Line up your feet, your bottom, and your arm in one line. And you want a nice big jazz hand on the floor with your middle finger pointing towards that side wall. And when you're ready, you're going to push down into your hands, squeeze your knees together, reach up and open towards the ceiling. See, this will give you an idea of where to have your arms. See, I feel like my arm is too far. I want my arm to be vertical. So I'm going to bring my arm in just a little bit closer. So you'll know the spacing and the distancing once you're up. When you're ready, push down again, reach up, 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 and over to create this sort of rainbow shape, and then slowly come back down again. This shoulder needs to be okay with this. If your shoulder is sitting too far forward, it's just going to feel very uncomfortable. So think about spiraling the arm outward as you come up to access these muscles. We're going to spiral the arm out, and as we exhale, we go up, 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 and over, and then release. Feel free to stay at this level, and if your wrist is bothering you, you can absolutely do it on the elbow. But if you want to take this further, you're going to take your back foot forward and really plant it. Really create pressure on that foot and this hand. And when you're ready, we're going to exhale. We squeeze the inner thighs. We go up and over to the side. Inhale to come down, just to sort of kiss the mat before we go up and over again into that side bend. Inhale to come down again. Exhale, reach. We're doing 5 in a row. We did 3. Inhale, lower. And again, create space. And think about the shape that you're creating. Think about if you were observing yourself, what would you see? Reach. And then slowly come back down again. And let's swing over to the other side. While we're nice and warm, we'll get it all continuously going. When you're ready, press down into the hands. So remember, first, we do a few with the legs bent and together, even if you're planning on doing the other one, just to warm up. Reach up and over and return. Remember, this hand needs to be pointing that way, middle finger pointing that way, so we're not rolled in with the shoulder. Spiral your arm, your supporting arm outward as you come up. Reach for the ceiling, and then slowly come back down. Kiss the mat before you push all the way up again. Reach, reach, reach. And then slowly come down. If you're doing the full version now, take your back foot forward like I've just done. Put all your weight on it. Anchor your weight down as you squeeze your inner thighs together and reach up and over. Here again, you want to imagine you're in that toaster and you don't want to get burnt in your bottom or your head. And release. And again, exhale, reach. This is the third one. And return. Think of a strong supporting arm. Adjust it if it needs adjusting so that it's vertical. Again, think about the shape you're creating. One more time, reach. And relax. Well done. Can we go back on all fours now? Actually, just rest a little in a child's pose. And take a few breaths here into the back and sides of your rib cage. We're going back to mobilizing the thoracic spine. Again, this is the key part of the spine that if you unlock, the rest of the spine tends to sort itself out. A lot of people feel freedom in the lower back. If there's pain or discomfort there, when they free the thoracic spine, the lower back tends to feel a lot freer. So we're on all fours. You're going to take your left leg out to the side, and you're going to take your left hand behind your head, center the right hand a little bit, and as you inhale, we're going to push into the floor and open up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, bring your elbow down, the left elbow towards the right elbow, and then inhale, open up towards the ceiling again. Exhale, we fold, trying to bring the elbows towards each other. Inhale, push your right hand and right knee down as you open to the ceiling, and then exhale, we fold. This should feel really, really good. One more time. Inhale, push the floor away, open, 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 and exhale, relax. Let's switch legs now. We take the right leg out to the side, center your left hand slightly, take your right hand behind your head, and breathe in to open up towards the ceiling, and then breathe out to bring your elbows to each other. Breathe in, push the floor away, open up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, rounding the back as you bring these two elbows towards each other. And notice any differences in the rotation, one side to the other, the amount you can open up on one side compared to the other. And there will be a difference. It's perfectly normal. Just the natural imbalances of the body. Last time, reach and relax. And let's go ahead and take the legs back and lay on this stomach. Rest your head on your hands. Wiggle your bottom a little bit from side to side. Bend your knees. Windshield wipe the legs from side to side. This is all ways of loosening up a tight lower back. A lot of us have tight lower backs. And rest. We're going to stretch. You've got to stick with your rights and lefts the way I'm saying it, so there's no mirroring anymore. I'm going to stretch my right arm out to the side, and I'm going to take my left hand under the shoulder. I'm going to push into the left hand and arc my leg over so that my right foot tries to touch my right hand. So that my left foot tries to touch my right hand. And then slowly come back down again. And again, we're going to push the floor. And on the inhale, we open. You can even turn to look at the ceiling. Exhale, we close. One more time. Inhale, rotate, open. And exhale, close. Switch sides now. Stretch your left arm out. Right hand under the shoulder. Rotate. And then slowly come back to center. Push into your right hand. Reach your right foot towards your left hand. And then slowly come back to center. Again, arc the leg. Come back to center. And relax. Take your arms now to a W position. So that was more for the lower back and the hips. Now it's back to thoracic spine and neck. We're going to sweep our spine over to the side and see if we can see our foot. And then we slide the chest across the mat and see if you can see your foot on the opposite side. So this is combining extension, lateral flexion, and rotation of your spine. And it won't feel like you're doing much, but it feels really good after you've done it. Notice how your spine feels. As I go to the right, I'm going to imagine my right shoulder blade is going to sink into my left back pocket. And as I go to my left, I'm going to imagine my left shoulder blade is going to sink into my left back pocket. And we do this when we're driving all the time. It's a movement that we often lose with aging, but it doesn't have to be so. One more on each side. And relax. Go ahead and arch your spine now and exhale, lengthen. So now we're taking the hands under the shoulders. We're tipping our elbows towards the mat. Lift into a full swan and then exhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen forward. So as you come up into your extension, you don't need to straighten your elbows at all because we don't want to shrug the shoulders to the ears. So tip your elbows down towards the floor and create space. Create lots of space between your ribs and your pelvis. So every time you come down, you feel like you're taking one step further forward. Take one more inhalation here. Shoulders well away from the ears. Exhale, lengthen, 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 lengthen forward. Actually, let's do one more and stay up this time. Again, take a peek look at your right foot and then rotate towards your left foot. Come back to center. Relax. Push back into a child's pose or a shell stretch and relax. Reach your arms forward. And wiggle your bottom a little bit here, side to side. That should feel quite nice on your lower back. Okay, so we're going to finish the class with a big movement like we've been doing. And again, we're going to start this with eyes open, and then we're going to explore doing it with eyes closed. So go ahead and take yourself into a plank position, and then lift your bottom up to a downward dog stretch here. And we're going to inhale to prepare in this downward dog. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under and unroll the spine until you get to a long line from your tail to the head. And then on your next exhalation, drop your chin to your chest, pull your rib cage in, pull your navel in. So you're in this round back, and then release, stick the bottom out to finish. So as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under a lot. Keep looking towards your pubic bone until the last minute. Lift your breastbone and come into a long line here. Then drop your chin to your chest, lift your rib cage, lift your mid back, and then stick your bottom out to finish in that pyramid. Now explore doing this with eyes closed and see how you feel. Drop your tailbone and roll the spine. Reach forward with the shoulders well away from the ears. And if you want to explore doing a push-up here, that's absolutely fine. If you're feeling energetic, drop your chin to your chest, roll back, release your sit bones wide. To finish this movement, let's do two more. Exhale, unroll the spine forward. Do a push-up if you want to. And then exhale, chin to chest. Unroll the spine and release. So think about, again, if you were watching yourself move from a distance, would you see a wave through the spine? And then on the last one, we're just going to hold the plank. You can open your eyes now if you like. Just hold it here for 5, 4, feeling lots of energy. 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, child's pose. And then go ahead and curl your toes. Walk back to your feet. Stretch down and do a slow roll up all the way back up again to standing. Now, we're going to test how this class felt on our spine by repeating the motions we did in the warm-up. So standing tall, drop your chin to your chest. We're doing a roll down. Notice now if you can go further. You should feel like you can go much further. And then roll up, vertebra by vertebra. We're going to the right. This time keep your right leg straight. Again, I'm mirroring you. Roll down. Keep the left leg bent, right leg straight. Roll down towards the right side. Feel a bit of a nerve floss happening down that side. And then roll back up again. Stretch your left leg, bend your right. Roll down to the left side. Head has to be hanging like a rag doll with the arms as well. Feel that nerve floss or tension down the lateral side of your leg, and then push down into your left heel to bring you all the way back up again. And then we're going to finish with a neurological exercise like we always do, specific neurological exercise for the parietal lobe that will really activate the neurons there. And the exercise goes like this. You take your thumb out in front of you and you just draw a small circle and follow the thumb with your eyes, and then gradually make that circle bigger. Try to not wrinkle your forehead at all. Really just exercise your eyes. And what we're trying to do is map the musculature around the eyes, the top ones, the lateral ones, the medial ones, the bottom ones. Change direction of that circle, go slow, and try not to skip any sections. Really follow your thumb round as you do this circle. And notice how you feel at the end of that. Notice how you feel in your spine also at the end of the class. If you try and lengthen like we did in the beginning, it should feel like your posture is reflexively better, reflexively being neurologic. It's not by conscious control that you're trying to lengthen. You should just feel more lengthened at the end of this class. And I hope you have anyway. I hope you feel more lengthened, more mobile. And if you had any pain, I hope that you're feeling a lot better now. So I'll see you in the next class, and thanks for joining.